Okay, was the volume a little loud there? Sorry about that. Hopefully it's all good now. Welcome back, folks. Elden Ring time. I kept the camera running. Good, okay. Welcome back to the Elden Ring A-Z, where we are currently on our 40... No, 40. I wish 40. Although I kind of don't. On our 24th playthrough. This is the Beast-Repellent Torch playthrough. And we have just acquired the Beast-Repellent Torch. So it's time to see if we can turn this into a somewhat serviceable weapon. This thing scales with strength, primarily. I thought it scaled with faith, but I'm pretty sure I was thinking of the Sacred Torch. And I don't think we can infuse torches with Ashes of War or, like, affinities or anything. So I'm pretty sure the scaling on this is stuck as it is. So we are going to have to make this a strength weapon. It's going to be a strength playthrough. We will definitely have some faith support because, honestly, I think we're going to need it. We're going to equip Radagon's Saw Seal to get a little extra health and strength and stuff. I think for now, the goal is go and get smithing stones. So we're going to take this thing back to Stormhill. We're going to get the smithing stones behind Warmaster's shack from the statue back here. What do I have in terms of smithing stones already? We got the smithing stone 5s from the dragon statue. We got those from the top of the skull in Caelid. Yeah, I think we need to go and fight the Crystalian, and then probably go to Altus and get the bell bearing for smithing stones 3 and 4 before we even try to fight any bosses. I mostly say that because I don't know how good the damage is on this, but we need to get the scaling up so that it's influenced more by my strength stat, and then I don't really know how effective this is going to be as a weapon if we don't have any incantations, so I would like to get it overpowered if possible. So we need to start by getting the statue smashed so that we can get the smithing stones from within it. Sorry, torrents. Okay, we got those. That'll get us... That's 9 so far. We definitely have the ones from the bridge leading to Weeping Peninsula. So there's probably a few more smithing stone ones that we can get. That will at least get us to, like, +3 against the Crystalian. But we also can't grease torches, right? Like, we can't use... I mean, it might not be possible on the horse, but I think it might be, so I don't think we can apply blood grease to the torch to try and get extra statuses or anything. The character's level 41, am I using a level 1 weapon? Yeah, so you can upgrade weapons independently of your character's stats.
Hello?
Let's meet Alexander while we can.
Oh, I at least. Might just give, and I'll pop. Don't dally. Give it your all,
Okay, with 2 hits, that's not bad, actually.
Oh, that's... well,
We get an Exalted Flesh from that, which is also nice to have. Alright, so he's going to be at Redmane, like he always is. There's definitely some smithing stones on this bridge, and then the merchant after the bridge might sell a couple, and I think we'll be good. Feel like if you want any secondary effects, it'd be fire. Yeah, we'll end up with the Fire Shrouding Mixed Physic tier, and probably just the Strength Not Crystal tier, and I think that should do us okay. Yeah, so there's 2 from that. Let's see the merchant here.
Oh, are you here as a cousin?
Yeah, he's got 3 regular smithing stones. We need 1, so let's sell a rune. Let's get 1 of those. Don't think we really need anything else from this guy. So that's all good. We've already been to the Round Table Hold, so D has left Summonwater Village. We don't need to fight the Tibia Mariner really anyway. I'm trying to think. We'll need Flame Grant Me Strength probably, so we'll go to Fort Gale at some stage. I might just mark that quickly so I remember. We've got Catch Flame and Flame Sling. I just haven't equipped them yet. Let's go back to Round Table Hold. Get this weapon upgraded. And the cool thing, at least, is that we will still repel beasts, as the name suggests. I don't know if it works on stuff as big as rune bears. Oh yeah, we need more money. Apparently, it is quite expensive to upgrade this torch, which is weird. But now it's +4, so that's good. We'll also upgrade the Finger Seal, because incant scaling is going to be kind of helpful. Although, considering we're a strength build, I wonder if maybe we should go and see Geraint and get the Clawmark Seal for this one.
I'm known as heed those who all the more, unless you...
Didn't get the Grace outside of Summonwater, but at least we can get an easy death route here. We'll get the Clawmark Seal. We won't use any of Geraint's incantations, because we're going to be getting the Beast Claw Great Hammer on an upcoming playthrough that I want to do more of the death route collection stuff for anyway. What's up, Fry? Welcome in. We're back on our Elden Ring business. We're trying to upgrade this torch so I can use it as a weapon. And now it's at +4. Let's see if we can use this against Tibia Mariner and how effective it will be. Tibia Mariner's got pretty weak poise and a pretty forgiving moveset if we decide to just try and spam R1s, R2s, try out a few things, see how it works. I've genuinely never used a torch as a weapon aside from, like, accidentally, so this should be interesting. Okay, missed the first time around. Luckily he didn't teleport all the way around the corner. That damage isn't too bad right now. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. I imagine it's not going to scale super well for when we get to, like, Elden Beast and stuff, but that ain't bad. Ouch. Also, the fact that I have this halo of light surrounding me at all times is pretty funny. Right now, it sort of looks like that's coming from him and not me. It does a reasonable amount of poise damage, too. Makes sense, because some of the guys on the roads around here with the torches are the best at stunning you off your horse if you end up encountering them. But frankly, yeah, that's pretty good. So let's go to Bestial Sanctum now. We can skip talking to Dee about it because we can go and see Geraint now. Yeah, we should be able to get a bit more damage by two-handing it, yeah. So honestly, that's not too bad.
I smell feeding me. Tarnished, I shall grant thee. Feed me.
Okay, so now we have a seal where the incant scaling is better because it scales on strength. So we'll upgrade that instead of the finger seal. Honestly, I'll probably ditch the shield. I don't know how... I don't think you can crit with torches, so, like, having a shield to parry or block is not really going to be helpful. Maybe guard counters might work out okay, I guess. Actually, loved using Centrina's torch on your playthrough because of the status effect. Does sleep really help? I know it helps with, like, Godskin Duo and stuff, but aside from, like, beasts and stuff like rune bears, I don't really imagine it helping all that much, but I could just be dismissing it out of hand rather than actually whether or not it's going to be good. We'll go north to Liurnia. We'll go and get the Crystalian boss fight done. Probably go to Altus while we're there. Sleep trivializes a lot of enemies. Really interesting. So I guess the goal for today's stream is mostly just going to be getting to Mohgwyn Palace, which means we're going to have to fight Magnus the Beast Claw with a torch at some stage, which should be fun. And by fun, I mean terrible, but we'll see. I also need to remember that I should equip my other spells. The sorceries. So I think at this point we could probably take on Margit with relative ease, and probably therefore Godrick as well. I honestly think Margit is a harder boss than Godrick in some ways. But, yeah, I do wonder if it's gonna still see that level of return of stat investment and material investment when we get into some of the harder stretches of the game. I don't think there are too many bosses which are particularly immune to fire, though, aside from maybe Fire Giant could be kind of miserable. But even then, like, with enough faith investment, we could have a couple of spells that would really help there. Like, I can imagine getting the Clawmark Seal up and just using Pest Threads, or even the fire incantations that you can spam, like Catch Flame, end up being really good for basically all encounters. And then Radagon is weaker to fire than he is to anything else, so... This playthrough will indeed be lit. For once, we don't have to get a lantern. Because I'll always have this thing in my hand. Say hello to Topes. Perhaps you could spare some runes. I am a sorcerer of Rea Lucaria. And like everyone else here in Liurnia, I'm a bit Welsh. Shut up. Toss a rune to your tarnished. That's what he wants. So now we need about 10k to level up. We can spend some of our hard-earned cash on other things. In fact, we could skip the Crystalian boss fight entirely if I just went around Liurnia gathering a few more smithing stones, but I think we need to do it simply because of the seals needing upgrading as well. Because Clawmark Seal is just regular smithing stones, so we'll need it. I do think we'll need it. Okay, that one didn't hit me for some reason. We'll get one of these. Memorize our spells. Perfect. We won't worry about Urgent Heal for now. This still has the Strength Knot, which is good. Okay. On we go. I'm also going to take these off the bar because we don't need them anymore. I figure in terms of boss fights, we'll just do Godrick and Rennala, just as the easiest of the Shard Bearers before getting into Lanedale. Obviously, doing Radahn has other benefits, but I don't think we're going to want to go to the DLC or anything, so... At some stage, I really want to try out the enhanced Pest Threads spell on, like, Fire Giant and Elden Beast. Because we already saw on our previous faith-based playthrough how much the Pest Thread spell absolutely shredded Elden Beast. I'm like, a better version of that is just going to be like 2 casts and it's done, right? I wonder if this torch works on, like, the flowers and stuff as well. I would kind of love that. I don't think they count as beasts. The dragonflies can get away. Dragon Heist. I'll get this Grace here just in case we want to teleport here later, but I don't think we will need to. There's some smithing stones in this gazebo up ahead which are worth grabbing now, because it'll save us money anyway, and it's like on the way. Plus they're smithing stone 3s, which we don't have a ton of and won't be able to buy until we've been to Altus. They're the more expensive ones, it makes sense. And then we get to avoid lobsters. Do these count as beasts? I feel like the lobsters are probably fearless, right? Like, they're not going to be at all affected by the Beast Torch. No, they're not perturbed. They are not perturbed at all. But once again, I'll take the smithing stones. There's a Grace over here we can grab just to avoid their aggro. Prevent me getting sniped from a distance, but I think we're actually fine. And then across here we should have, yeah, here's Stompy. Stompy the Mausoleum. And Crystal Tunnel is just beyond that. We'll get a few smithing stones as we run through here. We'll get a couple more 3s so we can upgrade to maybe plus 7 or 8. But now we've got the Academy key, we can get to Altus very easily, so... Because we did pick up both halves of the Dectus Medallion already, right? Yeah, okay, we have the 2 crescents. Game looks different in some way. Do you run it with RTX? Nope. No RTX at all. In fact, RTX, I think, crashes this machine if I try and enable it, so... I have it on high graphics settings, I guess. And right now, I'm using a torch. But yeah, nothing that would really be that different from anyone's standard install. What's up, Van? Welcome in. Yoink. Gonna ignore all the miners here. I think the torch would actually do pretty well against them. I think they take extra fire damage. Which is weird because they're made of rocks, but... sometimes rocks crack under the pressure. They're not the only one. Bye-bye. Yeah, that works pretty well. Not spectacular, but still good. Has a warmer glow than usual. This is because it's the Beast-Repellent Torch. So we can't crit with this. But you can deal a couple of decent hits, I'd say. Oh, okay. A charged heavy actually does pretty well. Now that's great. Crystalian shouldn't be too bad then, because the charged heavies are what we need to break poise anyway. Yum, 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 yum. I take all your smithing stones. And this one we're going to roll down because we can grab this Somber just in case we need that for anything. And also it means that the guys following you don't follow you quite so closely. I slid down the whatever you'd call it, scaffold at the end there. Alright, you. Time to catch fire. Standard Elden Ring boss delayed attacks, and we absolutely cannot crit after a stagger, but at this point, We shouldn't really need to. Okay, so the running R2 is also pretty good. You wouldn't expect Crystal to burn well, no, but it seems to, from what I see. Let's not bother return to entrance. Let's go back to South Raylicaria Gate. Warp through to Academy. What's up, Ari Kane? Yes, torch time. This thing seems to be pretty good. I'm honestly kind of shocked. I was expecting these playthroughs to be like the crossbow ones, where we have to employ like a ton of other strategies in order to actually beat bosses. But at +4, and it's got some strength scaling on it, so like... Yeah, right now I have 30 strength. If we make this like a pure strength build, this thing could honestly do pretty well. I've only got 30 strength right now because of Radagon's Sword Seal adding 5, but... Honestly, once we have Godrick's Great Rune to do that for us, we can take the Source Seal off and do some other bits and pieces. Would not be too terrible. Yeah, easy fight. Okay, Bellum Church, Sacred Tier. Is the Knights Cavalry out? Is it nighttime? That is the Knights Cavalry, alright. We'll steer clear. This place is a little above my pay grade for now. I'm going to grab the Grace here just in case we want to go see the Merchant later. Sometimes it's nice to go and buy those rune arcs he has. Radagon T-posing over here. I'm so jealous of the folks who've been playing for ages and not used Great Runes, who have like 50 rune arcs saved up. I feel like I only gather like 3 per playthrough, and half the time I just waste them. Get wrecked. Love the fact that you can one-shot a dragonfly that's probably scared of me anyway. So yeah, Mohgwyn Palace we'll have to do at some stage. I'm not going to go and do the Frenzy Flame Tower and the Vike fight yet, because I do want to level this weapon a little more before we do that. And there's no point, since we haven't fought any of the Shard Bearers yet, we can't meet Vare, so while we could obviously clear that area ready for the Vare quest and get the Sacred Tier now, it's sort of not important. We can always come back and do this stuff a little later. We're not super optimized on this route or anything. Now we have the Medallion. The Half Crescents Unite, the Grand Dectus Lift. Helping people beat Melania, earn me like 30 rune arcs. Yeah, that's the thing about having one character that you play on as well, instead of like, in this case I've got 24 characters I've done so far. But yeah, helping people with bosses earns you rune arcs. Because co-op gets you rune arcs and invasions get you rune arcs. That's sort of the way it works, right? Like even the scripted invasions that you can do in the offline game still get you rune arcs from those. Just kind of a hint that it's a reward for the standard way of playing. I'm wondering what else we can get in terms of talismans that will really help with this. Like, the Fire Scorpion Charm is an option. I can't remember how to get that, but it's not a quest like Celevis is. I just forget where it is. Somebody want to search the Elden Ring wiki for me and remind me where that is? It's probably going to be in a really awkward place, though. Like the Halig Tree or somewhere. Grab this. I'll get the Grace up by the bridge here, and then I'll double back. It's weird being on Altus so early in the run. It's like just over an hour, basically. Obviously, in the speed runs, we come here pretty quickly, but when we go into the DLC, I mean. Okay, now we got that done. Let's go back to Altus Highway. We'll head up the stairs here, and then we'll be able to get the second bell bearing. Too late. I'm already gone. Rough. Ah, we made it though. What do I need looking up? The location of the Fire Scorpion charm. I'm just thinking about accessories that will help with the fire damage we're doing with this build. What's up, Kelper? You got gifted a sub by GagMe2 earlier, so... enjoy your gift sub, enjoy your emotes. Weird that the tree sentinel got that far towards me before despawning, but you know, it works. Fort Lythe in Mount Gelmir. Oh. Yeah. That's like... Yeah, it's the one with the ghost, isn't it? I remember. And there's that fire prelate that's there. And you just have to, like, hop over the wall because it was in a chest and the ghost, like, stole it or something and then died there. Yeah, past Seawater, yes. Well, we'll be going that way anyway just so we can get Alexander. The torch attack, Ash of War is not especially great, but we might need Alexander's help for Fire Giant considering I'm doing fire damage. Honestly, I think we'll be okay for most of this. Like, the torch is nowhere near as bad a weapon as I was expecting. Poison stone. There's one smithing stone here that we can get. This guy does a lot of damage because I'm somewhat underleveled to be here. But I'll take the smithing stone from that. Ignore this guy. Probably ignore the Vulgar Militia as well. Just kidding. Twizzlemouse, welcome in. How does torch attack work? Because I don't seem to be able to do it. Like, it's permanently grayed out. Like, what are the conditions for using that? Thrust torch forward to set foes ablaze, especially effective against foes who are weak to fire. Are we not already doing that? I don't understand. Yeah, we'll hop down here, Mario stomp that guy. Awaken the Abductor. Get this Rune Arc. I got killed for it. At least the statue broke, so we can go back there. Does it need to be in your offhand? Oh, that could be it. That might be it. Kind of funny that we're using this from the main hand, because it's... I'm like, primary weapon. But yeah, kind of funny that it isn't wielded. Oh, there we go. And it basically does the same thing as it did in the main hand. If you're using it from the main hand, does it, like, not consume FP or something silly like that? I guess you do have to two-hand it for that, right? But... it kind of just does that heavy combo. Weird. Oh, this is the worst. They do a mix-up on you there. They change the direction of everything. Yeah, I'm curious about that. Alright, we got some 6s. Save those for later. Get up here before it attacks. Okay, good. We're fine. Wasn't sure if it could grab me through the ladder or not, but I think I got too high up before it even had the option. Also, I don't think Vulgar Militia can climb the ladder, which is pretty funny. Two-handing a torch is hilarious, yeah. Okay, we're on our way up. We just need to be able to warp out, and then we can go back to Round Table and buy all the smithing stones we want. And then we'll go and fight Margit, probably. It's pretty brutal when you're two-handing. Like, it does a pretty surprising amount of poise damage. Although I'm wondering if we're seeing it do poise damage more because it's doing less base damage to these enemies right now. So, MC Mira, welcome in. I'm lighting up Round Table Hold.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your arm.
Okay, that's the smithing stones we can use there. We need to buy some for Clawmark Seal as well. And I guess we can use some of these to give ourselves more budget. Dung Eater's room will have opened up now that we've been to Altus. We're not worried about him this time. Oh yeah, bell bearings. So we'll get 12 of those, 10 of those. We'll need 3 and then another 12. So 15. And then we're running out of budget for upgrades. So another 3k. Another 1600. That gets us to 7, so that'll get us to plus 11 for the torch. Obviously I need budget for the upgrades as well. And this isn't going to do it, so Where can we get some easy runes? Potentially kill a couple of Stormhill Giants. Just go to one of the graveyards on Altus. I want to say thanks for all your content. It's helped me through some rough spots over the years. Haven't watched you live before. Pretty awesome. Surprising to see you enjoying Elden Ring. Oh yeah, like, I played this game as inspiration for Minecraft videos ages ago. Just for architecture, and because I was curious about it. I'd heard good things when it was, like, freshly released. And, yeah, I have played this game on and off since then. Obviously a lot more on these days because the DLC came out and I just got bit by the bug again. I wanted to do this ridiculous challenge with all of the weapons. Always do the giant outside the church where you get the physic. Yeah, that's probably a good call. I'm thinking there might be some golden runes that I can just break around here for a little extra budget, and we'll make some progress towards Lanedale as well. Wyke Radio, thank you for the 9 months. Weird how the Margit fight guy is here, but we haven't fought Margit yet. Yeah, we'll get a couple more flasks from being up here already. And if we head out towards the Dragon Church where the other sacred tier is, then we should probably pick up a couple more runes from there. There's a graveyard on the way. Nice. Alright. Yeah, we'll do Seawater Terminus later for the Fire Scorpion Charm. We need to fight the Putrid Avatar in West Caelid to get the Flame Shrouding Crystal Tier. That might be a fun fight to do before Margit, just to see how well this thing is upgraded. But also, I wonder if maybe we get the Axe Talisman as well. Once we have an additional Talisman pouch, which we need to fight Margit for anyway. But this thing seems to do pretty decent charged heavies, so I feel like Axe Talisman would not be a bad call. That should be enough budget for our upgrades anyway. Got a few big runes from that. Probably one of the only times I bothered to stop and pick up those runes, actually. We'll pause here. And it shouldn't be too difficult to run in and just get this stuff. So in terms of increasing our fire damage, we'll have the mixed physic tier, we'll have the Scorpion Charm. What else can we get that will really be of benefit to the build? I mean, there's some pretty standard, like, easy ones, you know. Claw Talisman, Axe Talisman. This is even more backup budget. That's that done. That should be enough to get us the upgrades we need for the torch, if not for the seal. Yeah, we need 5 more of these. We got budget for 11, that's good. Alright, let's see how much the upgrades cost us. Probably need to pop another couple of runes because we're upgrading 2 things. And it's just going to get exponentially more expensive.
I took you no matter to lay out your arm.
Okay, we're at plus 13 now. That's a good start. Additional items required at that stage. We need more smithing stone 2s. Okay. Surprised there isn't a torch-specific talisman, considering how many of them there are. Pots get a talisman. Yeah, I think you're just not meant to use torches as a weapon as much. But then, yeah, like there aren't that many talismans that are for specific types of. Yeah, I can only buy 6. Wow. Yeah, they're not for specific types of weapon, like categories or anything. I guess the other way we could go with the talisman stuff is,
That no matter.
incantation support, right? Like Flock's Canvas and everything. With that in mind, let's go and do Celia Crystal Tunnel, and then we'll be really well set up. What exactly is the function of the torch when you're not using it as a main weapon? I mean, it lights stuff up. That's really what you're meant to use them for, is like in the offhand, as like a method to light your way through dark tunnels, because it doesn't automatically have like a glow around you, and there are some really dark areas of this game. But they do also provide like a little bit of additional fire damage, which can be helpful on builds that do not have it. So here's a fun thing. The rats ignore me. Love that for us. Let's get kidnapped. This should get us enough smithing 5s that we can upgrade a couple more times. Yes, this is the Beast-Repellent Torch, so rats and other creatures typically are repelled by it. Doesn't work on humanoid enemies, doesn't work on anything big enough. Like giants and stuff. I don't think it works on pests either, so this should be fun. Luckily, fire is pretty good against these guys, and I need to heal, but my flasks are also pretty good now. Ouch. Okay, fair. Great appeal of this series has been making you, seeing you make a functional build out of these weapons, no matter how unconventional. Yeah, that's part of the fun of it for me, is just seeing how ridiculous some of this stuff can end up. Like, you can make any build kind of broken in this game with the right combination of things. Stop running away, you coward! Frickin' Randall from Monsters Inc. looking ass. Okay, I was bonking the staircase for a second there. One-shotting those guys is great. One-shotting these guys would be better. Okay, we'll take that. There's another smithing stone here that we'll grab. And like I said, we're getting a bit of budget from this, so... we will hopefully be able to do some more upgrades, and then we'll go and fight Margit. Now ignore that guy. Wait for him to come up the ladder and then shank him with the torch. More or less. More or less. Duck into this room so the pest comes down from the ceiling. Honestly, I think the jumping heavy on this is pretty good. We don't need this, actually. That's a spell that I'm not going to use. Because this is not an int build. This is a strength build. This is Unga Bunga with a torch. I guess. Okay, so... oh, second pest glaive. Love that for us. So the jumping heavy is our secret weapon. We traded places. Nice. That's what we're here for. So that's going on Talisman Pouch like 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't think we want to do that fight. Not yet, anyway. We'll come back. But yeah, Claw Talisman, probably a safe bet. Axe Talisman, also probably a safe bet. Descend. That wasn't an instruction. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, that shakes off the curse. Flo Fiero, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Classy name. Right, back to Roundtable Hold one last time. And then I think we'll go and fight the Putrid Avatar. And then we'll fight Margit.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
Nice, we're at plus 16 now. The fire damage is really increasing here. And obviously the scaling goes up, but... I think we can also buy a few things to try and get the Clawmark Seals rating up. Jump Cape too. Maybe, yeah, maybe we could go Raptor's Feathers. Go do Sage's Cave. It's already plus 9, right? Yeah, so we need these. We can get like 2 of them now and get the rest later. Yes, so plus 10 on the seal. The seal is really there for backup. If we need to spam Catch Flame or Flame Sling, then we can. Torch isn't exactly great for range.
Back all no matter.
Alright, plus 10 on that. Yeah, let's go here. Let's go and fight the Erdtree Avatar. Because, again, fire damage should be pretty good against that. I'd say solo series in Minecraft has been amazing for a 42-year-old dad of 3, and now the cool dad knowing the game. Yes, we love to hear that. Son and I are closer than ever, mining for diamonds every evening. Thanks, man. Keep it up. Oh, what a delightful thing to read. Thank you so much. That's made my day. It's always great to hear families playing together, parents understanding the games that their kids are into, like all of that stuff. It's great. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. I'm editing a fresh Minecraft survival guide. Not as we speak, obviously, but I will be doing a little bit more on it later tonight. Should hopefully be out tomorrow, along with a YouTube short explaining how to make an automatic honey bottling farm. So, automatic honey block crafting farm as well. I'm trying out a new format where I have YouTube shorts for the tutorials and then show the tutorials in context in my regular survival world. Because I know a lot of people are really into YouTube shorts lately, so I figured I would try some of that out. And a lot of people use YouTube shorts for just, like, hijinks, you know, just goofy stuff that's happened on stream and, like, highlights of videos and that kind of stuff. But I'm a very low hijinks person. I'm low jinx at most. So, I thought it would be kind of fun to try doing something different with YouTube Shorts and actually having tutorial content in them. These guys are maneuverable, which is the main problem. And this torch has poor range compared to a sword spear. But the good news is if I die to the Putrid avatar, I just get to skip fighting all of these guys. So even if my flasks are kind of low at that stage, we should be alright. We can also spam catch flame on this guy, so we'll give it a go. Oh yeah, that's good damage. Unfortunately, so is that. And the Scarlet Rot doesn't help either. Nice. Obviously can't take advantage of the crit, but we can do a lot of damage in the meantime. Perfect! Oh, very good. Oh, so happy. $1. Yeah, there we go. Flame Shrouding Cracked Tier. That's what we want. Okay, let's go fight Margit. I think we're we're in pretty good stead to fight Margit now. And then we'll get our second talisman pouch. We'll fill that with Claw Talisman from Stormveil, probably, since the jumping heavy seems pretty good. Yeah, the main thing is we can't infuse this, which means we don't get to change the damage scaling or put cool Ashes of War on it, but I think that shouldn't be too much of a problem. If we wanted cool Ashes of War, we could always get a support weapon, but I think we're fine just with the seal for now. Only just getting to Margit, I know. There we go with the strength. Boost the flasks. Nice. And then Wondrous Physic needs the Flame Shrouding tier for extra damage, because we don't need the half heal if we're drinking it before the fight. In we go!
Foul tarnished.
That's the setup part of this done.
In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Kind of literally the flame of ambition, actually. That's pretty good. Emboldened by the catch flame spell and the Beast-Repellent Torch. Someone must extinguish thy torch.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
Never!
Let it be Margit the Fell.
My flame has torch attack! Let's go! Nice. Charged heavy. Another jump attack.
Well,
Hammer slam.
thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
It's pretty good damage for Margit, actually.
Tarnished.
Nice. Obviously, we've overpowered the torch for this fight, but I think that went pretty well. He's wearing too much polyester. Yeah, man goes up like a light. Right. We'll put some points into stats. The encouraging thing is we have not invested super heavily into stats yet. We've got 32 strength thanks to Radagon's Saw Seal adding 5. So with the scaling on this weapon being a C, I don't know if it goes any higher than that once we level it up to max. I would hope it reaches B. Still going to get a pretty decent boost from the strength stat. We can also, it does have some dex scaling, so we can also level things off with dex a little bit. It's an E scaling, but at least it will still get us a couple of points once it's up pretty high, right?
It's tight. The guards, you'll breach the... Well, but of course.
Alright, we're using the main gates. Thank you for the GGs. Okay, I think we're past the worst of it. There we go. We'll go and get the Bridge Grace, just so we can activate Godrick's rune later. I think Godrick's will be a good call in general. Nobody ever comes in here, so that's fine. Because Godrick's will get us extra dex, extra faith. Like a few of the other stats that we can use to pump this thing up slightly. Finally tried this strat of just running up here. Absolutely worth it. It really is. Like, you can get to Godrick within a minute, you know, 60 seconds or so, instead of having to traverse all of Stormvale in order to do it. Obviously, going through all of Stormvale gets you a ton of stuff if it's your first time here, but if you know what you're looking for, it's absolutely worth doing it this way. Because you can just run past all of this, basically. I think the advantage to doing everything the slow way your first time around is you're gaining runes, and you're learning where items are, and there's some stuff that's going to be really essential to your build. But, like, knowing where the Claw Talisman is, I can go back for it later at this point, instead of navigating all of Stormvale rooftops for the first time just because I don't know which way I'm headed. Okay, so omens don't light on fire that easily. Aside from Margit, of course. But then the dog is actually afraid of this torch, so that works fine. Setting one of the flamethrower guys on fire feels like turnabout is fair play. Stuck in the mindset that every run has to be 100% run. Oh yeah, I've shaken that off a long time ago as far as this goes. Ah! Did not expect the guards from the courtyard to make it in here. Gruesome. Hideous. Get you gone. And up. Doing pretty well so far. By the way, since I didn't mention it at the top of the show, this is 66 Batman is our character for today. Who is, like, very, very loosely modeled on Adam West. I can't really get very good results out of the character creator if there aren't, like, sliders online for them or anything, but the whole point is this is the Beast-Repellent Torch, and it reminds me of the shark-repellent bat spray from the Adam West Batman movie. They set on fire very easily, these guys. There's all kinds of Batman emotes happening in chat. Also, with my webcam in this configuration, Ancient Yorkshire Lass's very generous tip from earlier goes off the screen. So apologies for that. Unfortunately, I don't have it set up where the text, like, wraps or, respaces itself. It's supposed to be, oriented a specific way. I need to do maybe a little bit more to, make the stream a bit more customizable for different formats, different layouts. Like I said, I'm just lazy. I don't think we'll need the Arsenal Charm. And we're not going to be upgrading the seal all the way to max. So I'm not going to worry about meeting Nepheli. Although we do have 2 golden seeds, so I might go back here just for the golden seed. Dude, 2 hits to stagger one of these guys is huge. And then we get to set fire to the feet. Yes, I know that's not the feet. Focused on the essentials sounds better than lazy. That's fair. That's a good way of putting it. It's like when corporations fire a bunch of people and they're like, we're restructuring. Sounds better than just laying people off, doesn't it? Are we to expect Batman fashion? I think this is as good as it gets as far as Batman fashion. I looked through some of the armor options and didn't really find anything that struck a chord with me. There's nothing quite like the Batman cowl.
Mighty dragon, thou the true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights.
Pity there isn't a Batarang as a weapon. I'm pretty sure there are some throwing things that I could use, but yeah.
Well,
What's up, player17508? Just been watching Survival Guide for years. Forgot you played this. Coincidentally, just started Elden Ring. Awesome. Well, spoilers potentially, because we're going to be getting quite far in this playthrough. But if you've seen the game before, then that's obviously fine.
I command thee.
The hope is that you're not going to be seeing too much of them, because we're going to beat them pretty easily.
The Lord of all that is golden.
Alright. Let's fight Godrick. And then finally we can start Varay's quest. Okay, I'll give him that one. Nice. Let's get a couple more jumping heavies in so we can hopefully poise break him as soon as he does the dragon fire attack. There we go. Just need one quick heal from that. There we go. Just poke him in the armpit with a torch, and it's fine.
All that is golden, and one day
Godrick sure loves to yell. He does.
to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Don't know why I'm bothering to do this, because we've already been to Liurnia and beyond. Let's go back to Limgrave Tower Bridge, get the Great Rune activated, and then we'll go fight Rennala. That might be useful later. So yeah, we now have Godrick's Great Rune, 2 talisman pouches, Claw Talisman, which I don't think I equipped before this, so my bad. I'm bad at fighting these guys, apparently. But they go down pretty easy. Unfortunately, I can't crit the golems, which is yet another reason we will not be going to the DLC. Oh, ouch. I was drinking! How dare you, sir? Try poking him in the chest. Nope, doesn't count as a weak point unless you can crit it. Fair enough. Ouch. Okay, dodging both of those at one time was concerning, but we did it. Any armor goals in the way of Batman Bling? I think the only thing we're going for is the Raptor's Black Feathers. It doesn't necessarily look like Batman's cape, it just helps with our jump attack based fighting style. Going for the back foot here. How does crit work? If you stagger an enemy, if you hear that sound where they typically get knocked down or pause in their attacks for a few seconds, you can walk up to them or spot a glowing weak point on them, and standing in front of that, you hold forward and R1 and it normally stabs them with a weapon. In the case of the torch, you can't do that. The torch just doesn't have the moveset for it. But it's about, like, staggering the enemy and then delivering a riposte or a visceral attack or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, despite having 100 critical under the attack power, the torch does not do critical attacks. Also, hello, Lone Keck. Welcome in. Look at the flames just falling off my torch because I'm traveling upwards. The dripping flames. Okay, this should get Godrick's Great Rune active. Do that before I forget. Okay, from here, back to Academy, go fight Rennala, get into Lanedell, do Vare's quest as well. What's up, casual gamers? Welcome in. It's your favorite torch. I'm glad this is your favorite torch. It's becoming my favorite torch, but we haven't had the opportunity to fight with many others. I'm thinking we pop Godrick's Remembrance here as well. Even though having the torch and the dragon arm would be pretty funny. Have a beast repellent on one hand, a repellent beast on the other hand. No, I think we'll just run in here and fight Rennala. How does the Beast-Repellent Torch work on Red Wolf of Radagon? That's my next question. Incantations of the superior sorcery. Wow. He chopped me with the book. Night before Rennala always gives me more trouble than Rennala herself. Oh yeah, no, I'll see if we can deal with him the easy way. Also, Echo, thanks so much for stopping into the stream, and really happy you're enjoying all of the Minecraft stuff. Paper cut, yeah. Yeah, we definitely got there, huh? He threw the book at us. we got booked. So many jokes we can make. There we go. One thing I love about most elevators, like 99% of elevators in this game, is that they're designed along with the level so that whichever way you enter, if you just continue going that direction, that is where you step off the elevator. So you sort of always know which direction you're looking. It's very, very smart design. Some of them even rotate so that you're facing outwards if you just, like, don't move your character once you're on the elevator. That's how that should have gone. I tried to get fancy with the incantations, but better design than real-life elevators? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's going to hit the candelabra. Oh, wait, no. Didn't expect the puppet to move so soon. Oh. That guy was standing there like he expected that one spell to kill me. Knowledge is power, yeah. Okay, we move on. Gonna two-hand the torch for this bit. Honestly, at this point, the torch is probably a fair bit more powerful than the incantations are, which is surprising, but not such a bad thing, really. Oh, God. The mannequin archers are the worst. They're always, like, surprisingly accurate. Oh, can we catch the elevator? Yeah, nice. Oh my goodness, KG! KG! Welcome in. Hello, folks. Thank you so much for the raid. We get a quick shout out for KG, please. Hello, KG. Thanks so much for bringing the community over. Hope you all had a great stream. How are things, dude? We are on our Beast-Repellent Torch run, which is actually really fun. We got the weapons super leveled up before we made it to any of the major bosses, so we fought Margit with a plus 13. What's this on right now? Plus 16? Yeah. Pretty fun. Hope you've been well. I've been good. Yeah. Doing very well. This playthrough has been super fun so far, and it's a delight to see everyone here. Folks, if you don't know KG, fantastic player of the Elden Ring, and currently on a pretty fantastic, like, rune level 1, no fragments, all bosses, or at least all, like, all remembrances, right? Challenge run. Like, you've never seen anybody play Elden Ring like KG. Still taking a couple of hits here because my vigor isn't particularly high. Scary damage, but then this boss always was a glass cannon. We'll take the trade. Just my How Goes the Torch run repeated relatedly how many people made spawn proofing jokes this stream. You are the first, and that's actually quite inventive. There we go. We'll get to 800 vigor, or 800 health rather. If we wanted to, we could equip Radagon's Radagon icon, because that will get us faster spell casting, because we don't have a high dex right now. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to go over here and get the golden seed, because it's freebie. And then we'll go and drop Moongrum down the elevator and go see Rennala. Seemed like it repelled the wolf just fine. Yeah, I mean, he tried to stay away from me, but that's sort of one of the difficult moments of that fight. Oh my god, you killed that crab. How could you? Super Mario ass castle. No, he's on the elevator. Iframes. We'll try again. I need something with the kick Ash of War. The falling animation there is so good. Unrealistically grand architecture. I mean, this is just what the average school looks like in Britain. Oh no, did he get off the elevator at the top? Oh no. What's gonna happen now? Oh, there he is. Yikes. Expected to die from that fall, to be quite honest. I think I ran off the platform way too early. Yeah, he's just, like, not on the elevator. That's so annoying. Yeah, I'm going to try sending him back down on it. Haha! Get juked. And he fell anyway. Amazing. Oh, so good. All right. Anyway, that was not the way I expected that to go, but I'm glad it went the way it did. Whew. Oh, Moongrum, you poor dear. That's the kind of gameplay we look at around here. That's the kind of gameplay we're looking for. Right, let's fight Rennala. See how this goes. If it works, it works. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. Also, the fact they give you that shield before this fight should tell you something, right? Stay away from my toes, you. He's supposed to have, like, the eye black around his eyes like he's donning the cowl of Batman, but it's not quite the perfect Batman reference.
Hush, little Calva.
Yeah, we're about to torch the library.
I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
Okay. It's 1, 2, ouch, and 3. Here we go. Not going to be a 2-cycle, unfortunate. Or a 3-cycle, rather. Hang on. Hello?
Sweetings, time to be born anew.
Where's the last one? Gonna be back here somewhere. Nope, not that way. Okay, that should be done. Good, good. Now we'll skip this part. Some of these magic attacks can be a little brutal, so I'm going to try my best to dodge the stuff I need to dodge. Particularly this one. Ouch. Ignore the wolves, because they're actually backing away from me because of the Beast-Repellent Torch. I love that.
Come, oath-sworn giant.
Okay, now she's leaving. I love the fact that even the spectral wolves are repelled by the torch. Unfortunately, the Bloodhound Knight is not. Nope, 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 panic. Okay, Bloodhound Knight's gone, that's good. The wolves are still keeping their distance.
Oath-sworn dragon.
Nice, good dodge. Well, that's still dangerous, but we did it. Yeah, the torch is surprisingly good. Like, we've upgraded it pretty heavily in terms of damage, but I don't have a ton of stats to put into the scaling yet, so that was not terrible, all things considered. Not bad. Very, very good. Now we prioritize for getting Vare's quest done so we can level up a bit before Morgott. But
Where
that
did you
was
flee,
pretty
my
good.
Is it that to become me
I
not?
think we're all good. Yeah. Interesting the wolves stuck around in the fight for as long as they did. Yeah, I think they typically disappear once they've had a chance to do a couple of attacks. But since the wolves never got to attack, they never got to despawn either. So that was pretty good. Right. Yeah, now we'll go do Vare's quest. Interestingly, there's a good half of this map we're just not going to see, because there's no reason to go and see EG on this run. Or do carry a mana. There are a couple of things like incantations and stuff that we could maybe get in future, but, like, I don't really see the need yet. Because Catch Flame we know is absolutely cracked. I think if we do Millicent's quest to get the Flock's Canvas Talisman, or the Faithful's Canvas Talisman, whichever one it is. Oh, of course we haven't been to Round Table Hold after this, my bad. Yeah, if we go and do Millicent's quest and we get that from Gowry, then we can definitely have a really solid support weapon, but I'm also thinking we don't need it too badly.
Fine. You have earned now to become the thing as
Okay, we got that. We don't need any of the equipment, I guess. Yeah, cool. We'll put that on there just to get us some extra damage if we need to use the incantations. But yeah, let's go and take care of Vare's stuff now. Magnus the Beastclaw shouldn't be too difficult. We've got good jump attacks on our side. We can also go and do Sage's Cave for the Raptor's Black Feathers. Really just got to run through that until we find the right chest. Let's go and get the grace that's on the ruins over here so we don't have to repeat this bit. It's occasionally funny just whacking enemies from a horse. There's Vare. Bourbon Knife, thanks so much for the 13. Just the occasional bonk, yeah.
You claim what? My words of the truly, I believe even that's the. Oh, give it a try, and if it drive high.
Should we just invade some people with only a torch? See how well that goes. No, I don't think we'd find anybody to invade. The combination of like character level and weapon level, it just end up being people with the Guts, Berserk, Greatsword, and Lion's Claw. Moonveil spammers. Pretty sure if you want to, you can just immediately leave again. If you're just doing it for the quest, but... While we're at it, we might as well go and do Seathwater River. Go and get that one talisman. I guess Alexander won't be there yet because we haven't done the Radahn fight, and that's kind of prerequisite for him, so... I guess we can fight Radahn if we really need Alexander later then. Switch it up from Fire Giant. Liara, thank you so much for the 77. He's got the same seal as I have. I don't have the incantations, though. Dang it, he anticipated me rolling out of that. We'll try that again. We'll see. We could just do what this guy does and spam incantations, but... What? What happened there? He cancelled out of Lion's Claw, and then I think maybe the game, like, jittered and sped up a little bit or something, but... That was unusual anyway. Just gonna heal quickly here. I can't always catch him jumping with that heavy attack, but I think we just do enough damage with this torch that it's not too difficult of a fight. He just hits really hard when he two-hands. Great stars! Okay, there we go. Back to Vare. And then we'll go and do Vike's Church. Church of Inhibition, I think. Torch doesn't sound like a great weapon. It doesn't, does it? And yet, somehow, we're doing alright with it so far. I feel like it's maybe going to drop off a little bit towards the end, compared to some of the other weapons we've used so far, but it's really not bad. It's not nearly as difficult as the crossbow runs were so far.
Oh, I'm glad you have a... I wish to a knight luminary. So, now, for normally that...
Okay, speaking of flames, time to go and do the Frenzy Flaming Tower. Don't think I'd want to be hit with a burning stick. It's effectively a club, but on fire. It doesn't quite have the reach or raw damage that the club does, but the fact that it's on fire is accounting for a lot. And there are various things that we can use to bolster any fire damage that we deal, one of which we're about to go and get after I've done this part. And so it's actually pretty convenient as far as like a weapon build goes. I think we should manage to do alright with this. Now, the good thing about the Beast-Repellent Torch as well is that these rats will leave me alone until I start climbing the ladder. Very helpful. I'll show you Frenzied Flame. Get wrecked. Goomba stomp this rat. $1. And on we go. Fighting Vike should not be too bad, but he can be a little slippery. Yeah, the Dragon Barrow Merchant sells you this torch. For a pretty reasonable sum, especially when you've just fought Grail. And by fought, I mean cheesed, obviously. Neat that that puts the sign of the 3 fingers on the ground. Pretty sure Flint is using 2 of these spears right now on his playthrough. He's like dual-wielding Vike's spear. Good fight. Pretty clean. Nice. Causing crossfires now, are we? So that's +9. We can get the 10th one from Altus anytime, but I don't think we should need it. Let's go back and see Vare, get the Pureblood Knight's medal, and then we can go to Mohgwyn Palace anytime, really. I'm trying to think what else I want to do. I think maybe I want to go and do Seedwater River now just to get the Fire Scorpion Charm. Just for a little extra fire boost. Because I think that plus the Fire Shrouding Tier is genuinely doing a lot for our prospects with this weapon.
And with this, a knight now. This.
And then I can maybe do a little bit of leveling on stream or off stream. We'll need to go and get the gold scarab. A few other bits and pieces we could get.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something.
Should spend a bit more time avoiding having to watch this by looking through my inventory.
Never forget, it is what you have. Oh.
Thank you. Now, yeah, Altus Plateau Grace, Seedwater River from there. Flame grant me strength going into this build? Yes, so I need to go and get some stuff in Caelid. Obviously, if we go to Mount Gelmir, we can get Golden Vow as well. I have 22 faith. I don't think Radagon's Source Seal boosts faith. Does it? Can't remember. Either way, we'll be putting some into faith for incantations, scaling, and stuff. So, honestly, though, if the seal scales with strength, we only really need to worry about it being a strength build. We just need enough faith to cast the incantations, which we're only like 3 away from using Golden Vow. Yeah, Marika's Source Seal boosts the spell casting stuff, right? That's what I thought. Okay, let's grab this. And then let's go and do Seedwater. Get the Fire Scorpion Charm. For once we actually have the Beast Eye. Not gonna worry about fighting this guy right now, though. Why do you want to see Mohg? We don't need to see Mohg, we just need to get to Mohgwyn Palace, because that's where the rune farming spot is that I typically use. Another golden seed from over here. There's a lot of them on Altus, surprising no one. This is kind of where the Erd tree is. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Use the bird farming spot? Yes. It's what helps these runs stay relatively short. I will typically spend like an hour or so leveling up between streams, and then we do the second half of the game with like a level 100 plus character, and usually that does the job. But yeah, I'm by no means the most skilled at this game, so I can't imagine doing stuff like this without, like, at least putting a ton of effort into levels. I don't want to go and do every boss fight in the game, so... Typically, I'll just end up... farming runes from those birds. Nice. Ooh, Fire Monk armor sounds good. Nice. Not exactly Batman, but it does the job. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm pretty sure these folks are fairly resistant to fire, if I had to guess. Kind of doing their fire giant impression right at the start here. Oh, they stagger way easier than I thought, though. Oh, that's not good. Nice, okay. Did better than I thought. I don't know if you have to beat that enemy to get inside of here, but let's not worry about it. Is it here I can jump over? Yeah, great. Cool! Now we know where this is. That's going to be quite useful, actually. Let's swap that for Radagon's Source Seal, because it's effectively damage for damage. And we need to stop using the Source Seal now that we're in areas where enemies will deal a lot more to us. I think we'll go back to Caelid and do Cleanrot Knights now. Is there a place to watch the early weapons? Earliest you could find was plus 14. 14, number 14 onwards. If you go to my YouTube channel, Pixel VODs, that's where I archive all of these, and there is a playlist that begins with run number 1 with the Academy Glintstone stuff. And you'll be able to watch all of them from there. Where's the... Nope. You're a beast. You're meant to be repelled. Stop this. Yeah, no worries. No worries. There's everything up until, I think, the Battle Axe All Bosses playthrough I haven't completed uploading there, but basically everything before that is all there. And the first couple of episodes of Battle Axe are, so... See you later, Batty. Have a good one. Yes, we are learning that we can fight fire with fire. Incidentally, I think the Cleanrot Knights should be fairly vulnerable to fire. Fighting rot with fire is basically what the red mains have been doing this whole time, so... I should have gone and got Flame Cleanse me before I did this place, because we do have the faith to use it. But, you know, I like to live dangerously. And that was pretty dangerous. There is a good way of doing this, and I apparently do not know what it is. There we go. I need to actually check the stats on the Fire Monk's outfit. Like, the Confessor armor has more immunity. It just has, this has way higher physical defense, and obviously fire defense. About that incantation, I think we're doing all right without it. Boom. Yeah, the rat's not going to like me. This guy doesn't count as a beast, but that's fine, because he's dead now anyway. At least the rat's leaving me alone is a blessing. Okay, we are in for Cleanrot Knights, and despite the fact that I have fairly low health, this fight should go okay. Let's see how these fire attacks do now. Bloodhound step for these caves is the way. Yeah, I think I do alright just by backstepping, but... Okay, that's one down. Appreciate you getting out of the rot before I attack you. Somehow we still end up getting Scarlet Rot in this place. But that's fine. That's what we need. Let's get the heck out of here. I think we'll just go straight to Mohgwyn Palace. What's up, Westmask? New here, how you doing? Doing well. Thank you so much for stopping in. We are currently on the 24th run of what I'm calling the Elden Ring A-Z. This is a challenge where I'm beating Elden Ring with every weapon in alphabetical order, starting from a fresh character each time, unless the weapon is, like, really late in the game, in which case we do a New Game Plus run with it. But we haven't had to do that yet. Even for one weapon that you basically get on the second to last boss of the game, I ended up doing an Elden Ring randomizer for that. So we are a couple of bosses deep into this playthrough. We are headed for the capital. We're going to do some leveling right here, just so we can grab a ton of runes. Get a little bit more powerful, because our weapon right now is a torch, and it's done pretty well so far, but I'm honestly not certain how it's going to fare against some of the late game enemies. So we will find out. But we'll find out with a little bit more preparedness on our side. We'll get some big runes as well. There's a couple of smithing stones up here that we can still make use of, like the smithing stone 6 that's right here. And I think we're on to 6s with the torch, but... beating Elden Ring with the torch, but I'm so bad I can't even beat Margit. That's the thing. Like, you don't necessarily need to be an expert at this game to do well. There are some cases in which... I don't have a bow yet. Okay, let's go back to round table. There are some cases in which, with this game, you can run away and level up and fight more stuff, and then come back to bosses that are currently walling you. So I recommend doing that if you are having a hard time on any of the early game bosses. Cool, we don't have the dex to use this effectively, but that's fine because we don't need to use it effectively. Let's do that then. Let's swap this out for that. We'll put the torch on the back and repel this bird off that ledge. Alright, so we'll do a little bit of leveling here. We're currently 2.5 hours into this character, so we're doing pretty well. I think, honestly, if we level for the rest of the stream, we can just come back and complete the game next stream, provided that the bosses aren't too difficult with the torch. Like, I think Fire Giant is my main concern right now. I think Malekith should be okay. Probably takes as much fire damage as anything else. And then I think Radagon will also be quite good. Less beast repelling and more beast propelling, yeah. So yeah, we'll do this until we have about 1 million or so runes. I always question whether it's worth going and getting some more gold foul feet, and even though you only get the effect for like 60 seconds, just kind of spamming them up here so that we can get a few thousand more runes per bird. Is controller or keyboard easy to play on? Personally, I prefer controller, but it's really whatever you're comfortable with. I know that's not a particularly helpful answer, but it's an honest one. I grew up playing console games, so I find the console layout more intuitive for third-person games like this. And precision aiming is not a thing that you use too often. I mean, I'm doing it okay here, but you don't tend to do much, like, sharp shooting in-game. Like, bows are not really your primary weapon. Unless you're a weirdo like me who's challenging yourself to do the game with a bow occasionally. So, you don't really need to worry as much about mouse dexterity and stuff. About, like, free aiming with a mouse. Has there been a bow run yet? There have been 2. We did Albinauric bow and then Ansbach's longbow. Albinauric bow was, like, the 3rd or 4th weapon we did. And that was my first time ever beating the game with a bow. At the time, we were still using summons. I expect when we get to the black bow, I will try without using summons, but there's a couple of bosses, especially in the end game, who parry projectiles, so it's not really that helpful to only use a bow for those. But we could always level some other stats and use a support weapon or something, and then have the bow ready for crucial moments and areas where we can get an opening. I will say that basically every run has used a bow, because with the exception of the all bosses playthrough, I come to hit this spot basically every run in order to level up quickly. Go sorcery as a backup and use Loretta spells? Yeah, maybe. Only problem is Radagon parries a lot of sorceries as well. But I think, frankly, if we used incantations, like we've done a couple of runs where we hit the end game with something like Catch Flame, and with the right talismans and faith investment, it absolutely shreds Radagon, so... If I've got enough faith to do it, then I can do it, but... Then it also feels less like I'm beating the game with the weapon, and more like I'm beating the game with incantations. My favorite thing about the archery playthroughs was summoning Latenna, because she's also an archer, so it feels like we're a pair of archers taking Radagon down. You've just got to be careful about controlling who he's aggroed on, because he can take out the summon very easily. And then I believe Redmane Knight Ogre was the other one, because he has a sword but also has a bow. At least with Loretta sorceries, it's on theme. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of other bows that we can try out, and I think there might be... No, is there a bow that scales with intelligence? There are arrows, at least, that deal magic damage. But yeah, it's not necessarily the fact that you need to hit him with a different weapon or a sorcery or whatever that's the problem. It's the fact that, like, in sorceries, in terms of, like, projectile stuff, he parries all of it. So, arrows, spells, any of that. Hornbow scales with intelligence? Ah, that makes sense, because, yeah, the dwelling arrows are like the magic arrows. So maybe we'll do a bow and staff playthrough when we get to that one. Guess we'll find out. What's my dream combination of games? Honestly, I don't know that I have stuff like that where I'd like them to combine a ton of games. Like, I think, honestly, a game doing one thing well is better for me than a game having everything I want to do. I just want them to make a really solid quality open world Pokemon game. Like, I think the main problems, like, I loved Pokemon Scarlet and I loved Legends Arceus. I think they were just, in terms of environment design, not as exciting as you wanted them to be. But I did really like the notion of an open world Pokemon game. Making Pokemon Legends Z? I think so, yeah. Honestly, I've, like, dipped out of Pokemon for a while now. But yeah, with the Switch 2 just announced, I imagine they've got some Pokemon stuff on the boil. Although the Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible, so I think a lot of people are going to be playing Switch 1 games on it. Honestly, my dream combination of games is Bloodborne for PC. Nah, I'm easy to please. Like, I feel like I'm playing the games that I really love. And we'll see if Elden Ring Night Rain is a good combination, being something close to like a 3-player co-op roguelike, but with Elden Ring's foundations. Speaking of multiplayer co-op roguelike, Hyperlight Breaker came out in early access recently and has mixed reviews right now. Like, it seems like it's got some balancing issues, would work better as a co-op game. But I've been thinking about checking that out at some stage because I really like Drifter. And Breaker seems like a fun way to revisit the same world. The combat loop is like pretty punishing, which is not necessarily what I want from a game, but it's one of those things where like learning to master it and finding what's rewarding about it, finding what's broken about it is like always pretty compelling. What's up, Rue Stander? Welcome in. Alright, once we get to 1,000,000 runes, I'll take a quick bathroom break, and then we will continue. See if we can go through Morgott today. We at least need to beat Draconic Tree Sentinel to get into Lanedale. But I think we've got a pretty good setup on our side now. Been 3 weapons since I was here last. How are things going so far? Going great. The Battle Axe playthrough, we did all bosses, went pretty well. We did all base game bosses, we didn't do the DLC. But yeah, since then we've had Battle Hammer, which was really fun. And now... oh, and Beast Claw. Beast Claw was great. I had a great time with that. And then now we have Beast-Repellent Torch, followed by Beast Claw Great Hammer. And you'd wonder why Beast Claw Great Hammer and Beast Claw aren't next to each other, but it turns out when they're alphabetizing things, I think this weapon is, yeah, hyphenated. And Beast Claw is 2 separate words, but Beast Claw Great Hammer is all one word. Or at least, I mean, the Beast Claw part of it is all one word. And then Great Hammer is 2 separate words. But the alphabetical list on the Elden Ring wiki spaces those out some. This rune farm is insane. Oh, it's so good, man. This is how I've leveled up every character aside from when I was doing all bosses, because obviously we were getting so many runes from the boss fights, we didn't really need to do this. Was there somebody working on a Bloodborne PC mod? They were slapped with a DMCA from Sony? Yeah, somebody was doing like a 60 FPS Bloodborne port or something like that. And of course, yeah, they got DMCA takedown, because we can't have nice things. Grady, how's the bubblegum bonk run going? It looked pretty fun. I wasn't able to stay for long on the last stream, but Beast-Repellent Torch is honestly not bad. Like, we've beat Godrick and Rennala so far, so we're at the point where we can get into Lanedale. I'm level 53. We have less than 30 strength, and this torch scales with strength, but I just went and got a ton of smithing stones, so we're probably over-leveled in terms of the weapon range. But I've got Fire Scorpion Charm and the Flame Shrouding Crack tier boosting my fire damage, and it doesn't have any, like, really cool attacks, but it kind of shreds. Like, it's honestly not bad. Like, I'm just going to level a bunch of strength and vigor, and then we're going to see if we can fight Morgott. Is the plan. That's the plan. How you doing, Grady? How's your Tuesday treating you? I'm clearing out a basalt delta in my survival world for a big froglight farm right now. And that feels like the same amount of, like, mindless grind that this bird farm is. Give or take the fact that I'm not constantly being attacked by magma cubes while I farm the bird. It's like if all of the Albinorics aggroed me whilst I was trying to shoot this thing. Didn't sleep great, but I can't complain. Ah, no worries. You'll sleep better tonight, that's what I always think. Whenever I'm like, I've had a rough night's sleep, I'm like, oh, but the next night's sleep is going to be so good. Yeah, everything's good here. I have a really busy week of going out and playing tabletop games with people, so, like, I'm living the dream at the moment. Or trying to, obviously. Like, the world is a weird place at present, but I won't get into it here. But yeah, I'm going to play Mothership for the first time, which is kind of like an unlicensed alien RPG, but realistically, Mothership is a system you can adapt to, like, any hard sci-fi, gritty horror scenario, so it could be any number of, like, movies and stuff. It could even be, like, you could throw 2001: A Space Odyssey in there. So I have that. I'm maybe going to play a game called Icarus at some stage, which is a really cool, almost like world-building game, where you basically make a tower of dice whilst chronicling this fictional nation's achievements, and when the tower falls, like, civilization collapses or something. Like, I wanted to play it a couple of months ago, but the guy wasn't able to run more than one session of it, and I couldn't make it to the session that he had planned. Yeah, then over the weekend, I don't think I have anything going on this weekend, but, like, next week there's a ton of stuff as well. Like, there's so many cool RPGs and, like, really interesting mechanics and systems and stuff out there beyond just, like, the really popular stuff like D&D, which is obviously a delight. Whenever I've got the opportunity to play it, I will take it. But yeah, what I'm learning from joining this local, like, TTRPG group is that there's tons of cool stuff out there that I had no idea existed, and I'm excited about all of it. So let's get strength up to 50. Let's put another point or so into faith. In fact, let's farm enough runes to get faith up to 25, because then we can also go and get Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength, which I believe also gets you additional fire damage. So we kind of need to get both of those. If I'm not using the incantations for actual damage, I should be using them for buffs. But yeah, we can run and get Golden Vow. Like, that's really easy to go and find. And then we should be good, I think. Trying to think of a bonk stick you can infuse with fire affinity. Huh. Can the Giant Crusher not do that? Is that a somber weapon? Because, like, I saw you using the Giant Crusher for a while. I feel like that is one of those, like, basic weapons that you should be able to do that. Giant Crusher can? Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking probably that. If you're after, like, real big weapons, I imagine you can also put a fire infusion just on the greatsword. Giant Club should also be able to? Yeah. It's about the spectacle, though, I think. Like, I think having a Giant Crusher with Flame Infusion would be, just absurd looking. Okay, so, for now, let's... I don't really have any great... What's Abandoned Cave? What is that? Abandoned Cave? Oh, wait, of course, that's the Cleanrot Knights. I'm thinking about where I can get the, how I can get to Fort Gale from here quickly. So I think we'll just ride out through Aeonia Swamp. And we can do Gary and Millicent's quest just to get the talisman from Gary, but again, if we're mostly using the torch and not using buffs, then... and not using incantations, I mean, then we should be okay. Yeah, I literally put the waypoint over by Fort Gale to remind me to go there, and then we just haven't been there. Originally planned to use it on that one with the bonk stick I'm using is so bonk. Yeah, of course. Like, it's really cool, actually, to see you swapping weapons so much, because I feel like some folks, when they play this game, they get so stuck on using a specific weapon, and they'll use it the whole game. Which is cool. Like, if you want to favor one specific weapon or playstyle, then that's a perfectly valid way to play. But since there are, like, 400 weapons in this game plus the DLC, I think a lot of people just play through with Bloodhound's Fang once, and they're like, okay, I've played Elden Ring now. And I'm like, you haven't played Elden Ring if you've only really used one weapon. Like, obviously I'm heavily biased towards using every part of the game that you can, but also, like, this game has so much cool stuff. And yeah, I mean, you did that on your first playthrough, but you did that for the base game, and then you swapped to using Twin Blades, and that build absolutely crushed. And you kind of changed it up a couple of times, and you were, like, you know, interested in trying stuff out. I feel like a lot of people end up getting frustrated in this game because they think once they've spec'd into one weapon, there aren't any other weapons that would be compatible with their build, and I'm like, no, there's a lot. There's so much. Oh, we're here at Crow Canyon. Give me a second. Avoid all of this nonsense and garbage. Have I got really off track here? Yeah, no, I'm headed towards the wrong place. This is where you get the St. Trina's sword from. That build was almost too OP. Dude, like, how quickly you took down Consort Radahn in the end was, like, genuinely kind of impressive. And yeah, like, the build is pretty cracked. Dude, I genuinely have no idea where I am. We're like, above... we're above Gale Tunnel right now. I got so turned around. Yeah, like, the Twin Blade... bleed build, like, absolutely shreds. Yeah, we're taking the scenic route. Yeah, we're just bird spotting on the way. Bird watching. Honestly, you prefer bonk, but the twin blades was fun. Yeah, I think honestly I'll do a twin blade run like that at some stage once the weapons come up in the list. And yeah, I'm just gonna do the double twin blade build and have the best possible time. Dude, I have exactly 10,000 runes right now, and there's something so satisfying about that. Yoink. Thank you. Alright, let's hop down onto this branch. Get the heck out of here. Hide in the roots of this tree. Crouch to decrease visibility. Nice. Alright, we can take Fort Gale off our hit list, and I guess we'll just run and get Golden Vow, and then we'll try and fight Draconic Tree Sentinel, and see how that goes. Eleanor's isn't too far off. Yeah, like there's... Honestly, I was looking through the list at one point to see how long it was going to take us to have done one weapon in every category, and the major holdout there is whips. Like, the first whip that you ever get to use if you're doing all the weapons in alphabetical order is the one you get from Fire Giant. and it's called Giant's Red Braid. And so I'm not going to use a whip weapon until I'm in the G's. So that's pretty funny. I think there's a couple of other weapons that turn up in, like, the E weapons, too, so... In the meantime, I've used, like, half the bows, half the staves, you know? Like, there are definitely some that's, like, Academy Glintstone staff and Albinoric staff, and, like, there's a bunch that come in the same bracket, almost. And then, obviously, once you get into the G weapons, that's all, like, Great Sword, Great Club, Great this, Great that. There are more weapons that begin with the word Great than begin with the letter A. So, we're going to have a whole block of, like, there's a whole block of just gargoyle weapons as well. Watched a couple of whip playthroughs recently. They seemed happily surprised with how the whips performed. Oh, yeah. Like, I think every weapon in this game is viable. I just think some of them are kind of... Like, they're weapons that you need to understand the game a bit better before you really try them out. Because if you decide to go with something that's got a really specific way to play, or something that will really benefit from having the right buffs, you don't understand how scaling works and stuff, you're going to have a hard time. Which is why I think everyone ends up defaulting to Bloodhound's Fang, because it's like... It's a weapon that you improve your strength and dexterity, and that goes up, and it does more damage, and it only takes 10 smithing stones to level it up fully, and it has a really good Ash of War. Ow, ow. Getting chopped, getting chopped. Catch fire. Oh. Oh, she got that Wild Strikes. Oh, I tried to stick a torch in between swings. It didn't work out so well. Yikes. Alright, alright. You won the jump toss. There we go. Get burned. Oh, I'm sad that changed my runes. What is aggroed on me right now? Oh, it's the dogs, and I can't leave because they're trying to keep their distance because it's the Beast-Repellent Torch. They were, like, watching me from a distance, but it wouldn't let me warp away. Where's the other one? Seriously? Why are you not letting me leave? Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay. Here we are at the capital, then. And we can take the gold scarab off now, actually. We'll put Phlox back on, or Faithfuls back on for now. Yeah, we need to sit at Grace, get the buffs going. We'll put Golden Vow first, Flame Grant Me Strength after that, then Catch Flame. I think I'll leave Flame Sling off. Like, I'm not really using it. It's just there if I need ranged attacks, but I know what's coming up and I don't need ranged attacks. Unless I want to trade fireballs with this guy's horse. You know what we haven't done? And Grady, you'll be interested in this. You know if you go to the Divine Towers anywhere in Lands Between, once you've got one of the Great Runes... that's the end of that bit. I need to equip Godrick's Great Rune. I activated it earlier and I just never equipped it. Skeletons, surprisingly flammable. Oh, this guy's doing his thing. I kind of love that attack. Like, it's so wild that this one skeleton does that and no other skeletons. Oh, I can tell you how to do that, yeah. Shoot me, will you? Yeah, that's really in there. That's like delivering a chiropractic adjustment. Anyway, that's what we wanted to do. And I only bring that up because this guy can sell us more rune arcs, in case I haven't picked up many already.
Some custom. Well.
Well. Okay, we have 7 now. I think that should be fine. I think we're good for the run. Yeah, that's looking solid. 30 faith is nice. Yeah, that was some serious acupuncture. That was, death metal acupuncture. Excuse me, sirs. Don't mind me coming through. Shout out to the, mountaintops up there. I had to kill that guy because he had glowing eyes. I probably screwed up my timing versus the golems, though. Looks like we'll be fine, actually. Excuse me. Okay. Let's get this on. Golden Vow. Flame grant me strength. Horse. Jumping heavies. Ouch. Alright, that's fair. Yeah, I went in a little overconfident there. Now we can do this. We can do this just fine. I got slightly distracted fumbling to two-hand my weapon again. This one will work out okay. And of course I had the Curse of the Rune Arcs, so let's do that again. Could you get up these rocks though, laddie? Okay, this time no horse, just feet. Nice. That's where we wanted him. Fight fire with fire, eh? I think not. Get frickin' bullied. Oh, the stagger. The disrespect. That's where I'm at. There we go. That's how that should have gone the first time around. Alright. I think we should be fine for Morgott. I think we should be fine for Morgott. I just ran in with my first rune arc of the session and got lightly stomped upon. We'll put one more into strength. Yeah, I think we should. I think we should. 40 Vigor should be fine for most of the base game. We might want to get a little bit more before Fire Giant or perhaps Elden Beast. Yeah, we're level 90. We're we leveled up at the bird farm enough to get to like 40 Vigor and 50 Strength. I think it's a decent amount. We started Confessor, so we had a pretty decent amount of strength and faith to start us off. The Erd Tree awaits. And once we get to Mountaintops, we'll be able to buy the next set of upgrade materials. Which we could go and farm right now, but If we stay on the critical path, we can at least get the bell bearing pretty easily. Alright. Just gonna hop down here past the bubble blowers. Do our usual rooftop run. Oh, this is going to be a fun fight. I'm fighting an Erd Tree avatar with a fire weapon. Oh, ouch. There it is. So the thing about torches, I've discovered, is that they can't crit. So you need to be ready to do a ton of extra hits whenever you stagger something, because you do not get to crit. The architecture in this game is incredible. I based my Season 2 Empire's SMP base off of parts of Lanedale and Limgrave, and Stormvale Castle specifically.
I wish I have no.
Yeah, we chopped that tree. We chopped that tree. I'm going to sit on the Lord's Rune for a bit so that we can have that as upgrade fodder if we need to buy a ton of smithing stones in a second. Interesting. It doesn't do enough poise damage to break this guy out of his, like, bow stance. Worth keeping in mind. B-dubs did as well in Season 9. Yeah. Like, he basically built an Everjail, which is pretty fun. Let's bully our favorite guy to bully. Oh, clang. Nice. Oh, and I don't get to crit this guy either. Close enough, though. There's a couple of smithing stones we could get from fortified mana. We've got to fight Godfrey first. This is going to be an interesting fight, but then we can do chip damage with the R1, so I think we'll be alright. I kind of need this golden seed. I will regret doing this because the golems or the gargoyle's going to wake up, so maybe we attack him from the ground first. Nice, okay. Good stagger. A couple of hits on the head, maybe. Oh, ouch. Forgot he did the stab after that. Really should have buffed before attempting this, actually. Give us a better chance, but... yeah, I thought so. If not been an area around much, then it will spawn. Yep. I remember it well. Once again, Curse of the Runarch strikes, although we did just get one from that other guy, so... It's interesting that this torch does a decent amount of poise damage, but not a whole lot of, like, interruption. I think that's where I'm struggling a little bit, is that, like, obviously it doesn't matter much with the gargoyle, right? Because it's not that kind of enemy, but ow. Let's get this, just in case I don't want to do this fight a third time. Get down the stairs. There we go, okay. Oh. So what I was thinking about doing with the gargoyle weapons, because, of course, there are, I think, 6 of them. There's like a block of gargoyle weapons at some point in the A to Z list. What I was considering doing is starting with 1, acquiring all of the weapons as we go, and just doing subsequent New Game Plus runs, so that the final gargoyle weapon is like New Game Plus 6 with the same character, because I think their stats don't differ that much. I'm pretty sure they're all like colossal weapons, strength-based, probably a bit of dex scaling, that kind of thing. Maybe some of them we can infuse and do interesting things with, but I sort of like the idea of getting a character most of the way through New Game Plus with escalating difficulty. Because New Game Plus 7 is like the point at which it doesn't get any harder from there. Like the scaling stops at that point. Because your character cannot scale up any further, basically. So by the time we got to the end of our last New Game Plus run with the gargoyle weapon, we'd be pretty high level. At which point, like, Gary Gargoyle, or whatever we name the character, would be the highest level character we'd ever had on the A to Z. Name them after one of the characters from Gargoyles? Yeah, I remember watching that cartoon ages ago. I don't recall any of the characters' names. There's 4 distinct gargoyle weapons, then another 4 black versions of those? Yeah. Alright, let's fight Godfrey. Not doing too badly in terms of damage, which is good because we're taking a fair bit, but nice. Yeah, this is going pretty well. Until that happened, of course. It was weird. I think he went behind a pillar or something, and we lost lock on. So I was very confused by what just happened there. It was basically a fun voice acting reunion of the Next Generation Voyager crew. Really? Oh, that's lovely. How fun. Yeah, 2 more into damage. I think we're good for Vigor for the moment. Obviously, Morgott may disagree. Oh, and I didn't have the rune arc active that whole time. Well then, we'll avoid the Black Knife Assassin up here. I really don't feel like fighting them. Although, honestly, the torch might just interrupt them by burning them, so maybe I will fight them after all. Again, there is a Grace literally right there, so we might as well just buff and do this one fight. Oh, that's fine. That's totally fine. They got interrupted more than I expected, considering our previous track record of that. Okay, we're in for Morgott then. We do have Melina to summon in this fight, but I think honestly with this torch we'll be okay. And then we can get to Mountaintops, get some levels, maybe stop just before Fire Giant, because I don't see us beating Fire Giant today. And it gives us more of the game to complete on the next stream on Thursday. Right.
Graceless, tarnished.
Oh, I've seen you earlier today. About 2 hours ago.
What is thy business with these thrones?
Sitting, mostly.
Godrick the Golden. The twin prodigies, Mikola and Melania. General Radon. Praetor Rykard. Luna Princess Rani. Willful traitors. All.
Out of all of them, I think only Rani, Mikola, and Melania would still fit in those chairs.
Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Love that
Have
sword.
it writ upon thy meager grave. Felled by King Morgott, last of all kings.
Let's rumble. Oh! He saw me coming. He's like, I know your moves, Tarnished. I fought you but 2 hours ago. Joke's on you, Morgott. This is like the 3rd time I've fought you in the last week. Okay, he missed the grab, which is great. And he hit me with it that time, but that's okay. I just need to maintain lock on. Oh, I'm dead here, I think. Oh, maybe not. Thank God for that. Okay. Waiting on another stagger. Yep, there we go. And then we set fire to him. The end. Bonus dive through the throne for style points. Torch does split damage. Yes, physical and fire. Mostly fire. Thank you for the GGs. I think that went reasonably well. Could have been worse. He's got us down to the wire a couple of times recently, but we were pretty over-prepared, I think, for this one.
Hello again. Allow me. You are unable prevented the thorn, a husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide you.
The thorn's a husk. Alright, peace. Let's get to Mountaintops for next set of upgrades. I'm going to keep the runes from that fight so we can buy them. Because I'm pretty sure we're on Smithing Stone 6s now. Yeah, we're at plus 16. So we just need to get 17 and 18 done. And then I think we maybe have a couple of Smithing Stone 7s already, but just gotta try and work our way up there. In fact, we could go and fight Celia, Crystal Tunnel, Falling Star Beast to get more 7s. And then we'll have a higher threshold of weapon when we go in to fight Fire Giant. Because, yeah, I need, like, 8 more of these. And then, obviously, like, the next set. Heat my torch. Trying not to get noticed by all of the people noticers over here. Alright. That time we got a friend on the elevator. That guy just nearly stepped back and shot me with a crossbow point blank. Should be pretty funny. I feel like any of them could have picked that up and used it, you know? Ironic. I do also need to level up the Clawmark Seal if we're planning on using any of the incantations. But right now, I think it's fair to say we don't need to. Don't think it would have helped. Probably not, but I was just thinking about their health and well-being. I was like, what is this bloodstain here for? And it's somebody just, like, falling down the elevator. Incredible work. Willkommen aus Verbotenland. Let's tag the Grace here. I think we'll skip Fell Twins, because I think Godrick's rune is still probably the best option for this character. Didn't know whether it was morning or not, but I just don't want to run to the Knight's Cavalry. And let's be off to the Mountaintops. It is actually really nice having a light source that you carry with you the entire time. Not had to worry about the lantern once. Probably the most visible stream we've done in some of these dungeons. Absolutely not. Get away from me. Just gonna grab this. Start our next collection of golden seeds. Although we've got 11 flasks, I think we'll be fine for the rest of the game. We don't need a ton of blue unless we actually switch to using offensive incantations. It's like the warnings on old elevators before entering the elevator. Please check if the cabin is there. Yeah, Got to pull the door across and everything. Hey, what's up, Seth? Welcome in. We're just going to be here for another 15 minutes, so you are joining us towards the end of the stream. But we will raid out to somebody else, and I'll go and have my dinner. I thought I was going to have to take a bathroom break earlier, but we have persevered. Right, just over here we should be able to get the smithing stone bell bearing. And then set fire to a bird. Yeah, we'll charge our way through Mountaintops and we'll leave it just before Fire Giant. This cloak brings back memories, it does. What's for dinner? I don't know. I might do a tuna pasta thing. Seems like it'd be fun. We got the ingredients for it. Shouldn't need to use too many of these runes to level up. With the weapon, at least. And we need 8 of those. And then we're good. Hey, Hugh.
Those are for find them well.
Okay, that's plus 19 now. I'm not going to level up the Clawmark Seal just yet. So I think we're okay for now. This is still a C strength scaling, but it's improving slightly. So at this point, that's still getting us physical resistance, but not necessarily physical damage. So we'll put 1 into Vigor. What do we want on this? I mean, fire damage negation could help against Fire Giant. What else is going to give us good damage boosts? Aside from the Saw Seal just giving us raw stats. I think maybe we'll go and get the Axe Talisman, because I'm doing a couple of charged heavies here and there. I just want something else that's gonna increase our damage slightly. The other alternative is getting like one of the Erd Tree's favors or something. Joke's on you, Blythe. I have a Beast-Repellent Torch. And you, sir, are a beast. This time we can avoid doing anything related to the Halig Tree So we don't have to go to Castle Sol and fight anyone. Which is good, because I don't think this would be very good against the Chad Knight Duo. A very noble beast. It's true. But a beast nonetheless. Sorry, Torrent. Horse took a hit for me there. I never take an opportunity to appreciate how cool this view is. Jokes. It's a cool view. It's like a frozen waterfall over there and stuff. The archways in the distance, pretty majestic. The archer in the distance, also a concern. Yeah, very, very cool. We're going to skip the grace here because we can just ride on to the next one. Gonna get the one in Frozen Lake just in case I steer wrong in the fog and run into the lobsters. Oh, speaking of smithing stones, just because I think we probably want to do as much damage as possible against Fire Giant with this torch, I think maybe we go for the statue at the end of the ravine here. Because this drops some smithing stone 7s. There's also another golden seed up here. Not that I think we need it, but I'll get it anyway. Seeds. Okay. Hup. Up you get, big fella. That tree needed pruning anyway. Not quite there. Not quite there. A little bit further. Yes, go on, go on, go on. Fastest he's ever done that for us, I think. Ah! And away we go. Perfect. Wasn't worried in the slightest. How many stones did we get from that? 3. Not enough. Never mind. There's probably more 7s we can get up here on Mountaintops, but once again, I am going to skip those and just make a run for it here. And that's that dragon again. We'll go into Fire Giant and Farum with plus 11 flasks, but that's not going to be the worst thing in the world. I'll grab this Grace just in case we need it. Never know when I'm going to do something stupid like fall off a cliff before I hit the next Grace. Again, all these, like, spirally... Like, these aren't even... They don't even feel like trees. Maybe they are trees, but they feel like they are... almost, like, driven into the ground. They've got all this stuff wrapped around it. Kind of like the Fire Monk's garb. I'm so curious about all of this. Like, there's obviously giants impaled on them in the next section, but I'm like, is that a weapon that was... used? Fired? They look more like briar thorns. Yeah, and I'm like... Who did that, though? Alright, we'll get up here, we'll do the fight with Okina, and that's where we're going to end today's stream, which is an odd place to end it, but like I said, we come back... We do Fire Giant, Farum Azula, and the boss rush. And that's, more or less everything. We give ourselves plenty of time to do that stuff next stream, just in case. And in between streams, I could also potentially do a little bit of rune farming at the Mohgwyn Palace farm. Try and get the vigor and the strength up a little higher. No, I'm not doing DLC as well. This is just base game playthroughs. Unless the weapon on that particular run requires me to go to the DLC anyway. First blood to Okina. Not a fun skill to run into. Not at all. Might chug a flask real quick. Just to get a little extra fire damage here. Nice. Oh. Okay, quick heals. He's backstepping, look at him. Man, he switched to two-handing that pretty fast. Nice. Also good. Don't want to get caught out by any of this stuff. Beast-Repellent. Be gone, beast! Oh, we got him. No! Oh, I was so close. Rough. Yeah, I goofed the closing parts of that. Let's try again. Maybe this time before we get invaded we buff. Just to get a little extra damage out of the early attacks. Don't want to take too many risks though. Nice. What's up, Black Cloud? Welcome in. Fighting Okina with a torch. Oh, ow. The anti-air. Yeah, that was not great. Running R1 seems to catch him. Yeah, there you go. He rolls when I start the input, but the attack is delayed slightly, so... sometimes it gets him on the hop. Oh, that time he learned, though. Alright, fair. He got me once, he wouldn't get me again. Yeah, I'm doing well, I'm doing well. We are going to be wrapping up the stream here, though, because it's been 3 hours. We're just before Fire Giant, and if I leave it here, we might actually have a decent amount to do next stream. But this has been a pretty good run for the Beast-Repellent Torch so far. 66 Batman. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. And so, yeah, we're going to leave it here at the Church of whatever the heck is this. Church of Repose, yeah. We're going to go fight Fire Giant next time. Head out to Farum Azula, which you can already see on the map, actually. That's kind of fun. And, yeah, from there, hopefully, we will have done enough of the game that we can get back into Elendel and wrap up next time. But so far, this run has been just over 3.5 hours, so pretty respectable, I would say. And that, friends, is where we will wrap up and raid someone. So thank you so much for joining me for the Elden Ring stream. I'll be back on Thursday with another one of these. And we are going to raid... who are we going to raid? Let's go raid Apothic. Apothic Decay is currently on a subathon for their 2-year partner anniversary. Currently playing The Sims 2. Incredibly nostalgic for anybody who's into the Sims series. And, yeah, My partner has also just started streaming in the other room if you're interested in watching something completely different. Going to be doing some transcription, fountain pens, cool stationery, stuff like that. That's at twitch.tv/celerymin. I'll probably be lurking over there after I've raided Becca. And yeah, we'll wrap up here, and I'll see you on Thursday. Have a good one, folks. Take care. Bye for now.